Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry, a fan channel where everything Dragalia Lost can be found. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the Chapter 13 story interlude. I'm really looking forward to this as I think we're going to finally see the Agito make an appearance in the main campaign. I really have no idea what to expect. I'm locking in here and I'm going to give you my real-time impressions on this. Hopefully this video won't end up too long. I decided to go ahead and go with a real-time reaction rather than talking about the story interlude after the fact, because I do think interludes are on the shorter side, whereas last time I did my Chapter 13 reaction, that ended up being way too long, I think. So maybe for main chapters in the future, I'll pre-record my thoughts after the fact, but for interludes, it's probably fine to play through it together. So, oh my gosh. There's a ton of news here, but we're not going to get distracted by this. I may make separate videos on some of this stuff, but this is why it's kind of hard to cover Dragalia at times as a content creator. I actually saw, unfortunately, Pokemon Trip HD has left Dragalia Lost. Really cool video creator and YouTuber, and just wish them the best, but I was watching some of the reasons, and one of them they mentioned, which I totally agree with, is it is hard to make videos around this when it's like, okay. Suddenly there's a day with like 10 notices and on many other days there's nothing, so hopefully they can get a little better at spacing out the content throughout the month. Honestly, they do have this habit of like the 22nd, 23rd, everything dropping at once, and I'll probably look through it eventually and maybe do some videos this weekend that are on the smaller side or just for fun type of thing with Ascent to Eminence. But let's get into the interlude. That is why we are here today, and we are not going to get distracted as often as I let myself do that. So we're here at the end of, I guess, what are these called anyway? I mean, the whole thing is Chapter 13, but is this like Stage 1? We're here at the end of Stage 5, I guess I'll call it, for lack of a better term. And what I had thought would be in the interlude was something like Valix's journey to the north to stop the northern invasion from happening, or maybe something with Leaf, but it looks like we're getting the Agito instead. And just fair warning, full story spoilers from this point on about anything that's happened in the main campaign or anything that's happened in any of the side stories that are relevant here too. So here we go.
Huh?
Why would it be in a church? Because the one who took it from the royal palace handed it off to the bishop. This information is good, I assure you. You will forgive me if I find myself loath to trust you so readily. Maybe you ought to get yourself a mirror, but either way, we don't have to trust each other. We just have to play our parts. Then let us make hasty our start? A little bit odd wording. Oh, and one more thing, do not hold me back. My thoughts exactly. Gosh, these characters are so cool. I know that they speak in this kind of archaic language about their ideals at times, but I have to admit, like, I really like the Agito characters. As edgy as they may be, I really actually like them. Like, for some reason, they do it for me in a way that Eldred didn't quite hit for me just right. Church of Ilia, a district cathedral. Bishop, wait, please. We beg you, tell us the aims of the goddess. Why would someone as wonderful as the priest have to die? Stand back. Back with you, I say. The bishop is a busy man who does not have time to answer the queries of you slack-jawed lot. Soft, good night. One of my duties, perhaps the most important one, is to offer guidance to the lost among our flock. Good people, your beloved father Harold has passed on, and I join your number in grieving for his terrible loss. He was a rare man, the kind who forsook materialism and was eminently virtuous. Indeed, he offered succor to the weak by donating his personal wealth to the parish. Yes, but why did he have to die? What cold-hearted cur could strike down such a good and noble man? The culprit has yet to be apprehended, but I know they will receive their just punishment, for the eyes of the goddess cannot be led astray. Never forget, my children, that such hard times are the true test of our faith. Now let us grieve as one and pray for dear Father Harold's soul. May you find peace, Father Harold. Well, that was an ordeal. Wow, I don't know this word. That penurious priest can't stop being a bother to me even when he's located beneath 6 feet of good earth. I guess I need to study my SAT words again. Heh. Who's there? It's been a long time, Bishop. I told you never to enter my private chambers. Come now, it's only fitting I drop by every now and again considering all the little requests you ask me to do for you. Also, I was impressed by the show of grief you put on over the death of a man whose life you ordered snuffed out. You should abandon the priesthood for the stage. The man had to die. This religion is merely a tool to control the people, yet he genuinely believed in it, and had even begun to criticize the church. Did you not see how the people adored him during today's funerary service? No, this was a thing most necessary. Oh, but you're always harvesting the hopes of the weak like that, aren't you? How irremissible. Say now, what do you think you're doing? No, help me! Someone help! You there, unhand his grace at once. I think not. It's time for us to take a little... Oh no, I missed it. A little jaunt. Let me go! They leapt out of the window after him, saved the bishop. I do imagine Volk is a very acrobatic character. Is it money you seek, you rapacious fiend? You would know all about rapaciousness, for are you not the man who stuffed his purse so full of the parish's contributions that it became bulging and distended? I do what I do for the sake of the church's stability, as well as society's. Look, there they are. There's no escape now, villain. Hand over the bishop. Oh, very well. If you want him so badly, you may have him. She's likely found what she was looking for by now anyway. Looking for? No, the documents. Oh, he just... Bishop, we barely knew you. Your grace. Regret, atone, and feel the pain of those who lack strength. I love what Volk is bringing to bear here because it fits with his character. We're actually getting character development right now about Volk and his issue with the strong versus the weak, with the privileged versus the not. And so the fact that he frames it in this way, like his issue with this bishop isn't the same issue that Ciela has. He doesn't like the fact that the bishop is in a position of power and is manipulating those who lack strength. Ciela probably has a bigger issue with what she perceives as the delusions of the Ilian faith. Think of this as punishment, or better yet, divine retribution. Stop, come back, you'll pay for this. Bishop, please. It's too late, he's gone. Help! Emergency! The church is on fire! Oh boy. By Ilya, what is happening tonight? Man, this is sad. Good information, was it? Pa, there's not a shred of paper here worth my time. And now the fires rage all around. How truly desperate these times are. I have what you seek right here. It seems I wasn't the first with interest in this room. Terrifically sorry for the late introduction, Ciela. It is a pleasure to meet you. Are you familiar with me, sir? A Sylvan who rose to the rank of paladins at a young age before fleeing the church? Yes, I'd say you're something of a well-known quantity around here. I'm honored, and in that case, I trust you'll hand over to me what you carry? It will save me the trouble of slaying you and looting your corpse, although I might slay you regardless if the mood so strikes. But you certainly are one of his associates. Who would think such violent passions lie beneath such surface beauty? But yes, you may certainly have these. The first paper is a historical document from the Iberian royal family, while the second is a treaty relevant to the first. The entirety of the truth about the seventh scion is contained within these writings. Do give them a careful look, Well, aren't you a generous fellow? I simply must know who you are. I am but a man who finds the height of joy in sowing seeds of chaos throughout the world and observing how they grow. What an utterly tasteless passion. I think I shall be going now. And now, the necessary props have safely made their way into the hands of this drama's leading players. It grows ever more difficult to wait for the curtain to rise on this fascinating drama in the capital. Alright, I wonder if that's it, or if we're going to get one more story snippet. Oh, okay, we are getting some Valix action. Beast attack, let's go. That was a pretty cool chapter. I'm not sure what Harl's intentions are. I'm also wondering, where is Kayan? Harl alluded to the leader of the Akito there, essentially, or at least the one who leads Volk and Ciela. So I'm curious about that. It seems like Harl, based on what was said, may not care about the other or Mursayati necessarily, but just cares about manipulating the different groups. I'm going to make a reference to Game of Thrones, which I'm sure not everybody is familiar with, but there are some characters in that who are kind of part of the royal court, like Littlefinger and Varys, I think, to a certain extent, who want to move around the pieces on the board and have their own aspirations for power, but aren't necessarily truly aligned with anyone. I kind of get the vibe that Harl is kind of in that position, where he's interested in sowing chaos and discord and maybe having some type of ascent through that. Alright, so let's go with Valix's chapter now, Beast Attack. Northern Border Checkpoint. Sigh, there's not a job more tedious than a scout with no enemies to scout. This whole thing feels like a goose chase. Maybe those fellows earlier saw a bear and mistook it for an enemy. Or maybe whoever they saw were so afeared of General Valix that they fled back into northern Grastia. Certainly possible. Even this far north, there isn't a man alive what hasn't heard tale of the general's might and... Enough chatter! Keep your focus! Lieutenant, sir! When did you... apologies, sir! Whatever the time or circumstances, you will carry out duties to the absolute best of your ability, and give them your undivided attention. Am I clear? Am I clear, soldier? Sir, yes, sir. Perfectly clear, sir. Like a brook in springtime you are. I think I have a few jobs for you when we return to headquarters. Prepare to be worked to the bone. Yes, sir. Happy to be worked thusly, sir. And don't think you're getting off easily, soldier. I have plans for you as well. Oh. Hey, what's wrong? Man, if you're faking this, not good. He isn't breathing. What? He was alive just a second. Uh-oh. Oh. Who? Huh? Hey, no one is dying on my watch, do you hear me? It sounded like a blade slash, and there was some animation on the screen. These fools, I ordered them not to die before me, and they went ahead and did it anyway. Hear me, unseen enemy. I represent the great General Valix, and I do not fear you. Now come for me if you have the guts. Near the northern border. Valix's army, main force. It's been some time since I've made for the northern border. I wonder what flag our mysterious invaders will be flying. They can't possibly be anyone from northern Grastia, which means it must be some manner of thieves, rebels, or... Don't! Please! Stop! Who's there? Please, spare me! Stop, please! Calm down, Lieutenant. Stop screaming. What in the blazes happened? Report! General Valix, sir. One of the scouting party has just returned and he's... Well, you can see how he is. Look at me, Lieutenant. Calm yourself. There are no enemies here. Yes, General Valix. Were you attacked? What happened? Near the border, they were monstrous. I can scarcely believe it's him. This was tough as nails. This was a tough as nails man, feared by a friend and foe alike. And look at these wounds. It's as though he was mangled by some kind of beast. Yes, but not fatally. Whatever did this wanted to break his mind, not kill him. Who would commit such an atrocity? Take this man and see him safely home. He needs rest and recovery. The rest of you, make haste with your preparations. We leave at once for the checkpoint. We're nearly at the checkpoint. Be on your guard. Our enemies could be lurking anywhere. General Valix, figures ahead. What are their numbers? Merely 5 of them, sir. Did we really come all the way up here for 5 enemies? Sir, look! They're flying our own standard, but it's been mangled and shredded. So they seek to mock us, do they? So be it. In that case, we will mark our strength indelibly upon them. All troops, attack! And I want them alive. Insulting my army, toying with my men. Once I learn all I can wring from them, they can spend the rest of eternity. Oof. Oof. Man, but we didn't get to see what they look like at all. I mean, it's not the Agito because there's 6 Agito, right? So you wouldn't think it's the Agito because there's twins, so that would make 6. So who is it? And once again, I get Game of Thrones vibes, right? Like, I'm sorry to make references that not everybody will understand, but in that show, there's a wall that separates a northern wasteland, essentially, from the developed world in the context of that world. And I kind of wonder, I mean, Northern Grastia has obviously been more developed because you have things like the I forgot the name of the banners, the Windswept banners, where we know that Victor and Kirsty, Noelle, and Joachim are from North. But still, like, the fact that this is kind of like the front, this checkpoint is the front in a battle that's happening off screen. I know Dragalia is not on that same level of storytelling, but I'm really liking this. I feel like they're opening up some very interesting things here. So there's surprisingly yet a third story snippet, so let's go through this one. This one had Zethia on it. I cannot lose. I cannot give up. Returning my ruined world to the way it once was. Connecting everyone's hopes. Saving my brother. All of this falls to me. That's why. Oh, Dawn Shard, by your great power, show me the way once more. Could this sensation be? Yes, the way is opened. Now I can go back and... Oh no. Please don't close. Just stay open for a little bit longer. I don't have enough mana. No. Oh, no matter what I do, it just won't work. The other's power in that world is still... Ugh, I'm spent. Hard to breathe. Head feels heavy. Think I used too much mana in too short a time. But compared to the pain and suffering everyone else went through, this kind of thing is nothing. I'm the last one left, and I have no choice but to soldier on. There's still hope. Just now, for the first time, I managed to reopen it, if only briefly. That means the Dawn Shard hasn't lost its power, so... If I can draw my form and mana more clearly, more powerfully, next time I'm sure it will open. Oh Shard, I beseech you, show me the way once more. What is that sound? Oh no, don't show me a Ferris riding on this Nidhogg. Dragon. It's just called Dragon, it's not even Nidhogg. Roar. It destroyed the barrier I cast upon the Halidom, but that shouldn't be possible. Has the other come here personally? No. Unfortunately, it seems I have no choice but to leave this place for now. But I will never give up. I will return to that world. I failed many times in countless worlds. I started to feel despair, but then I came upon the one and only possibility. And I know the key to getting my brother back lies in that particular world. So until I find it and return to this world, please be alright, brother. Yo. We all know whose silhouette that is. No. Is that the end? Or we have one more? Alright. Excellent. 3 stories, all separate parts of the world. I'm really digging these interludes, y'all. The story chapter last time around, I didn't love Baron, and I didn't love the fact that there was all this gatekeeping that happened with having to go back and do void battles, even though I do think it's kind of necessary to happen, you know, somewhere in the game. It just would be nice if it wasn't in the main story for those who already had beaten the void battles. But the interlude, I really enjoyed that. I'm not sure what's going to happen now. I don't know when this climax that we're headed toward will take place, but it obviously seems like across a number of events, they've alluded to Dark Yuden being corrupted by Mor Sayadi's power, maybe Yuden sacrificing himself to save Zethia, but then inadvertently he taps into a dark power or becomes corrupted. Like, that seems to be where we're headed, and then this future Zethia is trying to protect and prevent it from happening. Audric, kind of a similar thing with Fractured Futures. And I'm excited. Like, I don't know where they're going with all this. We still don't really know about the cube fights, even though they have some kind of weird connection to space often. So I'm looking forward to this. Maybe there's some sci-fi elements that actually come into play. I know last time I was a little bit nitpicky with Ferris and some of the presentation of him as a mad scientist archetype. But honestly, I'm looking forward to this, and I'm going to post a link in the description because Straight Lace, one of our friends over on the Discord who has his own YouTube channel, makes really good Dragalia videos you should check out, including a recent collab with me and Livin' Like Log. He has a really nice video that kind of talks about time travel in Dragalia Lost, so I want to link that to y'all. I think he has some of the best theories about the game's story and is very knowledgeable about that. That's one area I've been slacking a little bit, but honestly, I might want to try pick it up a little bit more because I've heard some good things about the recent adventure stories, even though I'm not as on top of them as I used to be. And the fact that the events are tying into the main campaign now also has me pretty excited. Like, recently I was thinking about the different enemy groups that still haven't really shown their full presence, I guess you could say. We got to see the Agito here, but in the event last month for the half anniversary, Scars of the Syndicate, we found out more about the Syndicate. We found out about the Doctor, and I think he could make a return, or other Syndicate members could show up. In the Stirring Shadows story event from last year, we found out about Haster and potentially other Cthulhu-inspired villains or occult-type creatures lurking in the shadows. So I think that could be a potential angle. And then at the beginning of this year, for the New Year's raid, we also know that Amaterasu is planning something over in Hinamoto, so that is yet another area that could be cultivated and could be fruitful for the game's future as far as the story goes. And even just recently with the Sharina event, gosh, I can't believe I forgot what to call it, but the second Fire Emblem event, it's Kindred Ties, that's what it is. The stuff with Thor, I mean, there were some moments there that could be relevant to the main story, and that's really interesting. So I have to say, I like this interlude. Looks like it took us just long enough to where we can release this, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know a lot of it was just me reading the story chapter. I'm not too disappointed that they scaled back on the voice acting. Honestly, that type of thing doesn't really play a major role in why I enjoyed Dragalia Lost. But hopefully, if it's something that matters to you, you still enjoyed this chapter. Let me know what you think about this story and its future in the comments below. Otherwise, everyone, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.